These are screenshots from people that were, that were documenting what they were trying to remove from school libraries.
Got it.
So if it's not happening, that's one point. But also, if it was, there's an age-appropriate limit that we all would believe in.
It's not a topic for conversation or discussion because they're only making it up and using it as a screen for their fascist, authoritarian governmental designs. It has nothing to do with books. It has to do with one-party rule.
But between us right now, we can make it about books and draw a conclusion.
No, because I don't want to be quoted as even showing any interest in the book issue. It's not my interest.
If it's in the schools, it means that the kids are curious. I'd rather them be curious and then go to their professionals in the school, the counselors, the psychologists, and those are the people who are most prepared to help them if they're questioning.
What about their parents?
I think it depends on who the parent is.
You only picked the sex ones. You didn't pick the Black Lives Matter, the Black History.
They bring up our issues.
They bring up issues.
So I'm running them by you. Are you upset about that?
I'm upset that you have made a very narrow selection.
All you have to do is shut it down and say no, or it's not happening, or that's all you have to do. We don't have to be upset at me for bringing this up to you.
But I'm being loud because I want to be heard, and it's a ridiculous. It's a ridiculous issue.
Parents' rights. There are children rights.
Only go so far.
Yeah, they only go so far. It's up to the professionals who know what kids go through, and parents want to be blind to what their kids might be going through, or want them to just put in denial about them maybe having an identity which doesn't match their own, and I don't think that's helpful.
I don't think it's just random that so many kids are identifying as LGBTQ AI+. I myself identify as Two-Spirit, which of course is bull, right? When you go around showing people this, I see 60-year-olds with signs that say, "Oh, stop banning books." That's these are the same people who were protesting for gay marriage, 20 years ago. I don't even know the timeline because I'm only 20. Those old people who are not deeply enmeshed in this movement, they just have found it as their tribe and they want to support it because they see it as a civil rights movement still. They have no clue what they're behind.
We heard a protester mentioning how trained professionals, librarians, should have the final say of what ends up in that school, not the parents. What would your response to something like that be?
So, when it comes to serving the community, you're supposed to serve the community. If the community pushes back, then you need to take that under advisement. If you have a number of parents who do not want something in that library, even if it's not 100%, but there's enough there to cause some sort of noise, you should err on the side of caution, and maybe you should not have that in there.
They're my kids. They're not yours. That's right. I will have those appropriate conversations about people that think they have a different gender or a different, sexual preference. We'll have those discussions as I see fit. It is not, again, like Joe Biden said, they're not his children, they're our children. And so it's our responsibility to have those conversations.